Understanding love in the age of instant gratification. In today's world, saturated with instant gratification and social media, our perceptions of love and relationships have become distorted. We're constantly bombarded with unrealistic expectations, quick-fix solutions, and oversimplified advice that often does more harm than good. But there's an alternative to this relentless search for a fairy tale ending. Instead, we can embrace the complexities of human connection, confront our trauma, and develop a deeper understanding of ourselves and our partners. Exploring intergenerational trauma and modern dating. To create healthier, more fulfilling relationships, we need to understand the impact of intergenerational trauma and the pitfalls of modern dating culture. Have you ever asked your parents why they got married? The reasons might surprise you. When Todd Baratz asked his mother, she replied, "I just wanted to be loved." This seemingly simple answer hides a web of trauma, family history, and cultural expectations. Our approaches to relationships and love are shaped by entrenched narratives that began long before our time. Understanding this intergenerational narrative is crucial for personal growth and healthier relationships. To start understanding your own relationship patterns, try conducting interviews with your parents or caregivers. This can uncover surprising insights into your family history, cultural norms, and the experiences that shaped your family's views on love and relationships. After the honeymoon, navigating relationship challenges. The honeymoon phase of a relationship is often idealized, but it doesn't last forever. Terry and Peter, for example, sought therapy after moving in together during the COVID-19 pandemic. They had previously enjoyed an easygoing, conflict-free relationship while living apart. But once they moved in together, the honeymoon phase ended abruptly, and they began arguing incessantly. The transition out of the honeymoon phase is a crucial juncture in any relationship. It's when the initial idealization of the other person fades, often leading to disillusionment. However, this phase can also be an opportunity to develop deeper intimacy and understanding between partners, if both can learn to navigate conflicts constructively and see them as chances for growth rather than threats. Creating a relationship contract early on can help address potential issues before they arise. This contract should include clauses about how you'll navigate conflicts, differences in needs and desires, and mismatched libidos. By having these conversations at the start of your relationship, you'll be better equipped to handle challenges when they inevitably come up. Dealing with triggers in relationships. Love has the ability to trigger our deepest emotions and traumas. When you're triggered, your brain's fight, flight, or freeze response kicks in, flooding you with intense emotions and making it difficult to think rationally. Instead of reacting immediately, it's important to pause and take a step back. Remind yourself that your emotional reaction is likely about 30% related to the present situation and 70% tied to past experiences. This perspective can help you approach conflicts with more curiosity and compassion, both for yourself and your partner. Developing self-awareness is crucial in managing triggers. Pay attention to your body's responses and the thoughts that arise when you feel triggered. Keep a journal or make lists to help identify patterns in your reactive behaviors. Once you recognize your typical responses, whether that involves withdrawing, acting out, or obsessive thinking, you can start to choose more constructive reactions. Sharing your insights about your triggers with your partner can foster understanding and allow them to support you. However, remember that it's ultimately your responsibility to manage your own triggers and reactions. Practicing mindfulness and grounding techniques, such as deep breathing exercises and focusing on your senses, can help bring you back to the present moment and out of reactive patterns. It's also helpful for you and your partner to have a time-out system in place, where either of you can call for a pause in heated moments to regain your composure. Having satisfying sex, communication and beyond. Sex is one of the most important and common things humans do, yet many of us feel confused, misinformed, and anxious about it. Most of us receive little to no comprehensive sex education growing up. What we do learn often comes from unreliable and unrealistic sources like pornography or movies, leading to false expectations about bodies, pleasure, and relationships. Communication is key for great sex, but many people struggle to talk openly about their desires and boundaries. If you find it challenging to discuss sex with your partner, consider whether past experiences of not being heard or validated are influencing your current behavior. Practice expressing your needs and listening to your partners without judgment. Vulnerability can lead to deeper connection and more satisfying sexual experiences. When addressing sexual issues, it's important to look beyond the surface. Problems like difficulty with arousal or orgasm often have roots in past relational trauma or family dynamics. Recognizing these patterns can help you develop healthier ways of connecting. Don't fall into the trap of thinking there's one right way to have sex. What matters is finding what works for you and your partner, free from societal pressure or arbitrary rules. The goal is mutual pleasure and connection, not living up to someone else's standards. ### growing up, focusing on self-responsibility. In relationships, we often find ourselves more focused on our partner's behavior than our own. This is often a way of avoiding being honest with ourselves and confronting our own uncomfortable emotions. While it might feel safer in the moment to analyze your partner rather than yourself, it's ultimately harmful. Suppressing your true thoughts and feelings, however uncomfortable they might be, just puts you at war with yourself and sets you up for relationship failure. Differentiation is crucial for healthy relationships. It's the ability to maintain your sense of self while staying connected to your partner, even during disagreements. Well-differentiated individuals can handle conflicts without becoming overwhelmed or resentful. They navigate their relationships like two separate boats sailing side by side, rather than merging into one. A differentiated relationship balances me and us. It respects personal space as well as the intimacy holding the relationship together. Modern relationship advice often overemphasizes communication. Communication alone won't result in relationship fulfillment. Fulfillment stems from deep honesty and intimacy, which requires a willingness to be uncomfortable and hear things you might not want to hear. You need to release some big, scary beliefs, such as the expectation that your partner should validate or hold space for your emotions before theirs. In reality, it's not your partner's job to make you feel comfortable and confident, it's yours. Another belief you need to let go of is that your feelings need to be validated at all. Feelings aren't valid or invalid. Instead of thinking about them this way, you should observe them without judgment, much like you observe the rain or the sky. ### dealing with the end, embracing breakups as growth opportunities. Modern Western culture reveres the idea of love, with countless celebrations dedicated to romantic milestones like engagements, weddings, and anniversaries. But when a relationship ends, there are no rituals and no societal framework to help navigate the pain. Yet, a breakup is as significant as any romantic beginning, marking a pivotal moment for personal growth and transformation. When a relationship ends, it often follows a period of intense reflection and courage. The act of letting go can be an act of self-respect and a step toward happiness. While beginnings are filled with hope, endings can bring about profound self-discovery and renewal. Each relationship, no matter its length or intensity, offers valuable lessons about ourselves and the nature of love. And the process of ending a relationship deserves as much recognition and support as its beginning. Breaking up, whether with a partner, friend, or even a place, brings inevitable discomfort. The emotional upheaval can linger for years. Because of this, it's crucial to prioritize self-care when going through a breakup. Self-care isn't just a trendy concept, it's an essential healing practice. Like recovering from surgery, it involves pain, seeking support, and allowing yourself time to heal. Sharing your pain with a trusted person, a therapist, friend, or family member, can lighten the emotional load. Breakups can trigger unexpected memories and emotions, which makes it all the more important to have a support system. Patience is essential, as is the recognition that everyone's way through loss is unique. Cultural norms often pressure people to cut off any contact with their exes. But this advice doesn't fit everyone. Maintaining a connection with an ex can sometimes provide comfort and a sense of continuity, especially for those who lack other forms of family support. Society often views such connections with skepticism, but for many, especially in the LGBTQ+ community, ex-partners remain an integral part of their chosen family. Cutting ties isn't always simple or even desirable. Each relationship's context is unique, and understanding our motivations can be more beneficial than following convention. #Final summary, embracing authentic love and growth. Modern relationships are often complicated by unrealistic expectations, lack of self-awareness, and unhelpful advice. But it is possible to engage in healthy, nourishing relationships. You can do this by understanding the impact of intergenerational trauma within your family, managing your emotional triggers, and owning your power to grow and change. Practices like communicating openly about sex, differentiating yourself from your partner, and embracing breakups as opportunities for growth can all make a profound impact on your relationships throughout life. By developing self-awareness, managing your triggers, and prioritizing personal growth, you can create healthier, more fulfilling relationships and love more authentically while maintaining your sanity. Thank you, friends. This was How to Love Someone Without Losing Your Mind book summary. I hope you will learn a lot from this book or note down a lot of important points so that you can live a better life if you note down all these things. If you have forgotten, then sit back comfortably with paper and pen or watch the video once again or understand each and every point very carefully which has been said. One point can be very life-changing for you. How did you like this book summary? Please let us know in the comments. Thank you so much.